The idea actually does start with a political idea that now more than ever there is the need to diversify the ecosystem and to introduce basically, or to render irrelevant or impossible the idea of a core Bitcoin development team. So especially with the American influence in the space, there are these constant efforts to re-add a center to the structure. This center is now being embodied by the Bitcoin Foundation, which becomes like the regulatory interface all over the world. That's its ambition. And unfortunately, right, we all have to admit that, well, there's a core team here which, curates the code base and has undue political sway with certain regulatory interests and corporate interests in the end. The only way to prevent this is to get miners to accept a different protocol or give them more options in what they do, and maybe to pursue a full re-implementation. We're trying a full re-implementation, but in the end, you just need the original Satoshi protocol done by different people playing different rules, so where no one can just push an update that 90% of the network has to accept. So it's about really preserving the essence of Bitcoin before it's kind of too late. It's probably too late, but it's a desperate project. But it's because of the political necessity of maintaining the diversity and relative heterogeneity of that ecosystem.
Is Bitcoin a political tool?
Yes, or at least it isn't. So what's happening? We are responding to the depoliticization of Bitcoin. I'm not saying it right; it's cold, but there's this effort, and I'll link it back to what I just said. There's this effort to just fucking integrate it into the social system, if you will, to homogenize it, to kind of sanitize it and render it, just useful to a certain way of thinking or a certain framework. And this is in the service, or pressed in the service of foundation narrative, oh, well, it's not political, don't worry about it. No, if it means anything at all, right, it has certain attendant political consequences. Among these are its fungibility, its scarcity, right? It's a deflationary currency. The fact that there will be relative financial privacy in the way you use it if things aren't validated or triangulated. These are inherently political in that they enable certain capacities. It's just true, and politics are how we fight about what our capacities are in the world, basically. So, yes, Bitcoin is political. Deal with it, and welcome to Dark Wall.